Hello, Bold and Beautiful Insider fans. Welcome to Bold and Beautiful Insider for Monday, October 10th. Today on the Bold and Beautiful, Donna finds out exactly where Thomas stands. Douglas drops a major spoiler, and Brooke arrives just a little too late. Alright, so we start out with Taylor and Ridge, and Taylor will be pulling away from Ridge's kiss and ask if this is really happening. Ridge is going to say, "I'm never leaving you again." She wants to believe him, especially as he continues to declare his love. Finally, she admits that she loves him too. Thomas is going to call Steffi, who's been wearing a hole in the carpet of Bill's house. Why hasn't she given her brother an update? Steffi says there's nothing to report yet, but clearly they both hope that Ridge being there means a reunion for their parents. I mean, honestly, this is getting a little goofy with them wishing their parents back together. Their conversation is going to be interrupted when he hears Donna and Eric entering the house. Needless to say, they're surprised to hear that Ridge has gone to Aspen. Eric says that while Steffi and Thomas may want to see their parents reunited, he is totally on Team Bridge. "They always end up together," points out Donna, but Thomas insists the connection between Ridge and Taylor is now undeniable and that this time things will work out for his family. When Donna throws her support behind Brooke, Thomas is able to admit this will hurt her, but she'll find another guy. He shrugs. She always does. "Everyone's going to end up happy," Thomas insists. "My dad will finally be with the love of his life." But Donna's not buying what Thomas is selling. "You don't think much of my sister, do you?" she asks. And he'll say no. Eric, always one of Brooke's biggest fans, tells Thomas not to be like that. Eric points out that if there's one thing he's learned over the years, it's that there's always time for Ridge and Brooke to reunite. And honestly, given his own history with Brooke, he would certainly know. But Thomas insists Ridge is ready to be with someone who would never betray him, Taylor. As the Forester jet heads for Aspen, Brooke frets about her inability to get Wi-Fi signal. And also, you gotta wonder why it's taken her jet 3 days to get to Aspen when Ridge got there in about a half a show. Surely she thinks Ridge didn't go to Aspen to reunite with Taylor. Brooke passes the time by reminiscing about her romance with Ridge, although obviously only the years since Thorsten Kaye stepped into the part. Finally, the pilot announces they're making their descent. Next, we'll go over to Taylor and Ridge wandering around in the woods to celebrate their reunion. "We did it," Taylor's going to say. "We really did it." And soon they're making out like teenagers and looking into each other's eyes. Taylor clearly having forgotten that only a day or two ago she was quite wisely reminding Steffi of how often this exact same scenario has played out, only to have Ridge eventually go running back to Brooke and break her heart. Unable to simply sit and wait for news, Steffi finally tracks her parents down. Ridge says that he flew to Aspen to have a moment with Taylor and that this would be the first moment of the rest of their lives. Steffi's gonna freak out and be overjoyed at the news and seeing Taylor and Ridge get back together. "Thank you for being patient enough to give me another chance at this," Ridge is gonna tell his ex-wife and possibly future wife, and pulls her into a hug, and Steffi's gonna join in and it's gonna be all sweet and stuff. The trio heads inside, and Steffi is going to spill the beans to Ridge that only a day before Taylor said she wouldn't be going back to him. "This was supposed to be one of those rare times that things just sort of work out the way they're supposed to," Taylor acknowledges. There's much talk of the fact that Ridge had to chase her up a mountain. "I just feel like everything's in balance again," admits Ridge. Steffi's going to video chat with Thomas to let him know, and he'll be thrilled to find out his parents are reunited. "I'm going to spend the rest of my days being humbled and grateful that this woman gave me another chance," Ridge says, unaware that at that very moment, Brooke is in a Jeep heading for the Spencer compound. Now, another thing's getting ready to happen on today's show, and that is that Thomas is going to be surprised when he hears Eric saying, "Douglas doesn't have to do his homework." He's going to turn around and find Douglas playing with one of those deep fake apps on his phone, you know, the kind where you can change a voice to sound like anybody. And he's going to lecture Douglas that he needs to stop playing with the app. Now, could this be because he's afraid that if Douglas is playing with the app that someone's going to realize, like Brooke maybe, that that's how the Child Protective Services message was faked? I think so. Thomas almost gleefully informs Eric and Donna about his parents' reunion. So Brooke didn't get there in time, asks Eric, cluing Thomas in on the fact that Brooke is in Aspen, but ultimately he says Brooke is irrelevant anyway. His dad is happier that he's been in ages now that he's no longer weighed down by Brooke. In Aspen, Taylor and Steffi head upstairs, and Ridge, for no real reason, goes outside to take in a view, and just then Brooke's gonna arrive. Not pulling any punches, Ridge cruelly tells his wife that he and Taylor have reunited. Brooke's gonna be shocked. I can see things clearly now, and I know where I need to be. Brooke's not having any of that. I don't care what promises were made, she says. You can take all of that back. It's you and me. We are meant to be together. This isn't the end of our love story, but Ridge's face indicates she might be wrong on that one. Be sure to tune in whenever there's an update, and go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell icon, because that way you'll know when I do get a chance to make a video. Thanks for tuning in.